Okay, we're just getting the live stream sorted out, so bear with me for a moment. Pulling up the laptop to view the live stream myself so I can see the comments along the way. Nearly there. Okay, so we're taking off. Let's just have a look at this. File, new flight plan, no. We're at St. Alban. So we're going to have a slight crosswind, taking off on the grass down the middle of the airfield. Shouldn't pose a problem, and then we're going to head north. So, got no real plans for where we're going to go first. We'll probably go up to Tallard, and then maybe follow the hills through to some of the more interesting geographic features along the way. Just check the volume levels, so I think I'm coming through okay. I may turn the aeroplane down a little bit, but it seems to be okay. Okay. So feeding in quite a lot of left rudder. Yeah, I'm just reading the live stream. Yes, I did discover the option. If anyone hasn't seen this, you can change the panel of instruments out. So we're going to go for this one today, which gives us a nice Sperry autopilot. Not that we'll be using it much, but the Emerald Harbour paint scheme today, a bit more colourful. Okay, so we're just looping round after our takeoff, and we're going to follow up the valley here and see where the flight takes us, really. So yeah, just reading the comments, I struggled with getting the right engine started as well. It took a few goes, and eventually it caught. So there's obviously still a little bit of learning to do around that. So This is heading east. We don't want to be going east, we want to be going north. We should be going up here, basically. So Chattanooga says hello. Hello back. So the wind is busy trying to tip the airplane over. So I'm just putting in some aileron trim, which is now obviously going to make it roll, which is not ideal. So this is a Sperry autopilot, or gyro pilot I should say. So should we have a little play with it, see how it works. Okay, so it's on at the moment. So that's the on-off switch. This is interesting. So we've got rudder, aileron, elevator. So we can set a direction here, and if this is then on, yeah, I'm going to have to read the instructions for this. It's not working the same as some of the others. In fact, now it won't disengage. So that may have been a mistake switching it on in the first place. I now have no aileron authority whatsoever. So if we switch to a version that doesn't have an autopilot, then it doesn't try and switch on, which is good. We go to the modern instruments, which I don't really approve of, but then obviously we get a GPS. Yeah, let's just go with the most basic set. So we want to be going over here. Where did I take off from? St. Auburn. Lima Foxtrot Mike X-Ray. I'm heading up north, so I'm probably not going to land. I'm going to pass over the top of Tallard and carry on up towards Grenoble. So on the way up to Grenoble there's the Mont Aiguille, which is worth going to have a look at. Oh, I'm properly tired today. We went out last night to a friend's birthday party. I was out till the early hours. I feel okay today, just very, very tired. Oh yeah, yawning continually. So let's have a look. So if we did put this on the old version of this, let's have a look at the instructions, shall we? So if we open up the community folder, go back up a folder, go into official and the one store and the Trimotor, we get a Trimotor manual. There's a pilot operating handbook here for the Sperry Autopilot. So this is great. They've got... Okay, so we probably need to open this in Word, which I don't have. So what I'll have to do is go into drive.google.com, areas, projects, flight simulation. We're bugging it in here for the moment. So we'll put this docx folder into Google Docs, which will convert it for us. Ford Sperry Pilot Operating Handbook. And now we get to see the diagram, hopefully. Here we go. So, on-off button is number 1, which is here. So, let's go and do this before we hit the ground. The autopilot's trying to kill us. Or sorry, not the autopilot, the aeroplane. So, this is the on-off button. Let's just get ourselves back out of trouble. We'll make this smaller so we can see it at the same time as the simulator. Ensure there is enough vacuum pressure and that the attitude gauge is free, uncaged. So that's uncaged, so it can move. Select the heading bug position, so that's done with this. If the new heading is to the left of the current, rotate the knob. Select the desired bank by selecting the aileron knob. Turn gyro pilot on. Look at this aeroplane tipping over all on its own. Turn the gyro pilot on by pushing the power button. So that's number 1, which is here. What they actually meant was turn knob number 1. These instructions are awful. Why is it that so much documentation for flight sim is just utter garbage? check that the green light is on to confirm the unit is active, so it's not on at the moment. So when we turn this knob, the green light comes on. So the very dim green light in the corner, which helps nobody that's colourblind. So as soon as it came, okay, so we should turn that off. We should align this, otherwise it will throw it out. So we'll press D. So that's the heading. So what is this doing if this is controlling the direction we want to go? So if we line this up with the direction we're actually going, so we want to go the other way. If we can ever get there. For some reason they put the most ridiculous not acceleration, but a rate of change on that knob in the universe. So we line this up with the direction we're actually going. Yeah, and then we can engage the autopilot, and it should just fly straight and level now. If we want to that's interesting. So the elevator control just massively changed all on its own. So I'm just watching the climb rate there. So if we roll this back the other way, and it's just gone crazy all on its own again. So this appears to be broken. So that does altitude hold. Let's have a look and see if that correlates with what we can see here. So number 10, altitude caging knob. Also attitude caging knob. Why this is jumping around is anyone's guess. So just looking at the live stream chat, yeah, hi, I'm just messing around with this at the moment, trying to figure out how this aeroplane works. So we're obviously going the wrong direction at the moment, so let's test this out in anger. So that knob doesn't appear to do anything while we're doing this, so we're going to spin this back round to north, if it will let us. And look what he's doing. So I don't think you can trust the Sperry autopilot at all. It's obviously switched off now completely after putting us into a death spiral. So I don't think we'll be using that. I'm now trying to trim the airplane back out to fly straight and level. I've just had forward trim on for about the last 15 seconds. It's just starting to get back towards level. In fact, it's not. So I'm going to change cockpits because this has completely screwed up the simulator. There we go, we're back to normal. So the Sperry in the Trimotor seems to be broken. Maybe it isn't, but I just haven't got the energy or the inclination to try and get to the bottom of it yet. Okay, so we're flying east. We want to be flying north, so we're going to turn back north again. So we're going to use the binnacle compass because we can trust it. unlike everything else inside the aeroplane. If we really wanted to, we could cheat and use this. So we've got a Garmin 530 and 430, but that doesn't actually give us an autopilot, does it? Stick with the traditional instruments this aeroplane was supposed to have. So yeah, the Sperry in this seems to not work very well, so I'll give it another shot. Let's have another look. So it's not on. And is the aeroplane going to start diving for the floor again? No, it's just going to start rotating on its axis even. Yeah, look at it go. I'm going to have to put a load of aileron trim in. Just to get it to toodle along in a straight line. Okay, so look at that. Can you see that knob doing that? Yeah, it's broken. So I think we'll give up on that. Okay, so we're pointing the right way at least. So we're going to fly up to Tallard. The only problem with doing that is this plane is so slow it's untrue. And it would appear the flight sim is having some scenery problems today because it's popping in enormous chunks of scenery while we're flying. You know what, I might actually finish this flight at Tallard. So we'll just carry on around the valley. So it's going to be a short stream today, rather than fight on with it. I wonder actually, so if we go and put this Sperry back on, and it's going mad over there, let's go and go heading mode. I'm trying out the keyboard keys for the autopilot that would normally work. So, okay, so it's come on. Heading mode. Okay, it's working. So let's go... No, it's not working, look. It's gone absolutely bananas again. So I've told it to do altitude hold. via the keyboard command. So what this is doing is it's chasing oh my word. It's completely lost its mind, doesn't it? And it won't disengage. I had to press the disengage button 3 times then to get the gyro pilot to disengage. Obviously if this had happened in the real world it would have ripped the aeroplane to pieces. And now all the trims are massively off. I'm having to hold the stick like 3/4 deflection to get it to do anything. Ah, we do have an autopilot over there, okay. Or is that just a transponder? No, it's the autopilot, okay. So with the modern instruments, I wonder if these work any better. So we're apparently, according to this, we're heading north. So but if we press D, yeah, that would all drifted. So we've now just made the gyro compass line up with the binnacle compass. So we should be able to move this heading bug at some point today. We're whizzing past the side of this hill. Let's go and turn on the autopilot, which we have to go to the far corner of the cockpit because of course we do. So heading mode. So the heading bug is way over here, but the aeroplane has lurched left and is now lurching violently right. It's because it's going too slowly probably, but I'm on 75% throttle. So let's go for altitude hold. And let's just leave this alone and see how violently it keeps doing this. So the autopilot's on, it's in heading mode. The heading bug is right there. Actually no, it's 90% off of the course now. And it's still wildly trying to get to the course. And it's getting worse and worse. I'm just leaving it to see what happens. So now it's diving at the floor and it's completely given up on altitude hold. Okay, I've had enough of this. Autopilot off. Level the plane out. Sit and retrim it for the next 5 minutes. So even with the modern instruments, the autopilot just threw the aeroplane all over the place. So it's not worth bothering with at the moment, unless it's something stupid I've done, but I don't think I have. Never had a problem with autopilot in other aircraft. So we're carrying on up this valley, around this valley, up to Talad. We'll see how we get on. I'm just going to trim the aeroplane so it doesn't keep climbing. Let's just have a look and see what the wind's doing. So the wind is coming from our left side, and that's what's causing us to weathercock into the wind. It's a shame that the gyro pilot and the autopilot just don't behave, isn't it? Should we give it one more shot? So we'll go for the modern avionics. We will... Okay, this just gets even more fun, doesn't it? You can't get to the heading bug easily. I'm going to have to use the... And while we were doing that, the airplane started rolling again. While we were fighting to get to the heading bug. So the autopilot keys don't seem to do anything in terms of the heading bug. So there's altitude hold. It's heading mode. So the keys to move the heading bug don't work. They haven't been mapped in the aeroplane. And it's now going mad again. So we're going to disengage the autopilot and go back to the standard instruments. So lesson learned, it just doesn't work. And now we've got to retrim the whole thing again, because as soon as the autopilot got hold of it, it kept advancing the trim until the aeroplane was nearly uncontrollable. I'm still holding forward trim now. Still holding it. Still holding it. And now I've let go. No, we're going to have to push it on again. The nose came up immediately. Still holding it. So just out of interest, is this actually working? It's just really slow, look. And it's going the opposite way, it's fighting me. Look. Oh my word. So we're speeding up. We'll see what happens if we go faster when we engage autopilot. Maybe it was just going too slowly and it lost its mind. So we'll go to the modern instrument suite. I hate the pixelated view of this when it first appears. It's awful. Okay, so we've got the heading bug going exactly the same direction we're going, okay? And we are only doing 80 knots. Let's go and open the throttles wide open. And now the airplane's pitching around, trying to turn itself over. Autopilot on. Heading mode on, altitude mode on. It keeps trying to go for 1500 feet a minute altitude. And that's probably already, yeah, that's already pushed it below 60 knots. So I'm going to go full stick forwards to try and stop it from doing that. And I'm going to have to spend another couple of minutes on the trim, trying to remove the trim again. It started to roll left, completely disobeyed the heading bug, but that may have been the speed again. So autopilot on, vertical speed 0, heading mode, and it's taking no notice. Look, it's now rolling viciously right. There goes the heading bug, which is now 30, 40. We've dropped below 60 knots again because it started climbing like a lunatic. Now we're at 90 knots. And now it's trying and trying to reattain. It's now 90 degrees off to the left. This is quite hilarious, really, isn't it? How bad this is. How did this get into production? Is this an aeroplane heaven aeroplane? How on earth did they let this through? We're now doing 120 knots, 130 knots. We're about to slam into a mountain unless I do something about it. Airframe shaking. We're 90 degrees off of our heading bug to the right now and twisting back to the left. Now we're going to be 90 degrees off to the left. It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Okay. And here we go with the trimming again. So I'm pushing forward trim the whole time, and look what the knob's doing. So we need to do an about turn to get to Tallard to end this test flight of the Trimotor. I presume that's it over there. So I think if you fly it manually, it's absolutely fine. It's just that the autopilot, why they bothered including it is anybody's guess. So the runway's just round the corner. You can see it over there. And you can see Flight Sim's having an absolute nightmare with the scenery servers again. It's loading in tiles. I haven't seen it do this for a couple of versions. It's obviously a server issue. It could be a reboot job. It could be for whatever reason Flight Sim today has lost its mind. Or this aeroplane, specifically. Just side slipping this in to make it slow down. too fast. May have to go round. Yep. It's not losing height or lift or speed. Open the engines back up. Going downwind, so we're losing a lot of lift as we turn the corner. So we'll go around the end of this outcrop here. Still too fast, still too high, still floating really badly, so we're just going to put it down whatever happens. Are we going to run out of runway? Yep, onto the service road. Yeah, I'm just reading what Nick Arthur Knight has written. I completely agree. I think this was rushed out of the door in time for the show, for the Flight Sim Expo, and it should never have been released in this state. But having said that, other people are not having issues. I can't believe it's purely down to configuration. It may just be a random thing that something else I've got is interfering with it, maybe. It is frustrating though. Should we park next door to this little plane down here? Oh, here comes the kamikaze petrol tanker. It's a bulldog. Okay, well, that was a short one today. I expect I'll be online at some point in the week. I'll probably record some more videos in the week But I need to have a rest today. I'm flying kind of on 50% brain power. See you all again soon.